No, I'm not ready yet. I got my stuff in dry cleaning. You know, got that fresh suit in dry cleaning. My mom and dad told me that if I ruin it, that they're gonna kill me and then bury me in a crappier suit than my already destroyed suit.
So this is my first live night. I'm pretty excited. I'm a little nervous because you know, this is my time to shine. This is my time to show everybody that, you know, the new person has learned a lot. I've been working really hard.
So it's live night, and every single year the weekly Burghy here we try to break down barriers, break down walls, do something fun, something different. I mean, last year we brought back, you know, the best host of the weekly Burghy, Morgan Elliott, the man who took this show, put it on the map. Now we have this Tommy guy, but
I hope Tommy doesn't swear or anything like that. I mean, it's not like he ever does. Only maybe like 30 times an episode. I mean, but that's okay. That's why we have really good editors. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can't wait to just dig in there and say everything that everybody's been thinking. But at the same time, I mean, I do think he's gonna get ripped to pieces.
how do I know Tommy? Oh boy, I met Tommy way too long ago now. Like, I don't want to remember when I first met Tommy because I like Tommy. Tommy's a great guy, but Tommy he's a character in his own right.
You know, I've known Tommy my entire life, and I don't just mean this life. I mean my whole cosmic life, my whole universal life.
Steve tried coming up to me about some kind of afterlife, something cosmos, who's or what's it's, and telling me he knew me in like other lives and stuff.
You know, you audience might perceive, you know, this life as the only life, but I know that, you know, our, you know, lives keep going. Yeah, I was Carter Hall and he was Sharon Hall in a past life, you know, Hawkman and Hawkwoman.
Or like I'd be like a delicious Chips Ahoy cookie and he'd be like a just chunk of poo.
You know, one life I was Jesus and he was Judas.
Or maybe like I'd be like a Bengal tiger and he would just be like a chimp, you know, a chimp, or like a bird or something, like a puffin, because they don't even fly. He'd be a puffin.
I was Mario and he was Luigi.
If we were in Hogwarts, I'd be a Gryffindor and he would be with Susan Boyle in Hufflepuff.
I was Abe Lincoln and he was John Wilkes Booth. I was Emperor Palpatine and he was Yoda.
He said something about Palpatine and Yoda, which was on point, but besides that, all of his descriptions, and like if there was another life, maybe like I'd be like a dragon and he'd be like a newt. Like Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, and he would be like Flavor Flav.
I was King Leonidas and he was Xerxes. I was Robin Hood and he was Prince John. I was Zeus and he was Hades.
And I would be like, Leo.
And you know, of course, I was Sherlock and he was Watson. Yeah, so none of you know this yet, but tonight we're roasting Tommy Albrecht.
Sorry, Mom, I had to do it to him. Dave, Savona, Steve, how you doing there, man, Ray?
Good. I'm doing mighty fine. Well,
I'm on the TV with the flavor wearing Susan rockin' gauge with a bag. Check that roll up all the cables to the babies. If you're looking for a show with some humor for your soul, and looking further, listen, Burghy's got the cereal for your bowl. It ain't funny, the money, the honeys, and I'm in Washington. No bandages, we live on a budget. It's raining in Washington. The comedic work we put out, it's a trillilicious hit. It'll make you drop your drawers and take a massive, just take a poop. Weekly Burghy.
Hey, all right. Yeah. Thank you. Let's get this show on the road. Hello, fellow fans and friends of the best show on PSTV, the Weekly Burghy. Yeah, also, let's welcome to the first ever live night roast of Tommy Albrecht. Yep. But I'm not going to start there. Let's get things started. Batters up, as they say. I'm batting leadoff, which isn't a shot at my ability to perform, if you know what I mean. I don't know why I wrote that in there, but whatever. When I look to my left, I see the tallest girl I've ever possibly met. No, not you, Tommy. Not you. I'm talking about Devon, and I applaud you. I really do. Because you stepped into shoes, you know, big shoes to fill. A spot that only the female talent before you, Alexis. You know, you rocked it. I'm not going to lie. Let's hear it for, you know, Devon. She rocked it. Plus, let's not cheer for her. It's not that big a deal. Plus, she has more personality than her, but that didn't take much. You know, she had the personality. You know, doesn't say much because she had the personality of that brick wall I used to stand in front of. All right, moving on. Remember that wall? That brings me to the next man to my left, Mr. Steven Chodkowski, if you will. For starters, no. For starters, Steve, I heard back from my daughter, and she said your kissing could use a little work. By the way, isn't she a little too young for you? No? Okay. But I digest. By far the most odd and interesting man that I've ever had the opportunity to meet. It's not always weird, I mean, if you can get past the Grandma's Cookbook and all the schemes you got up that little sleeve of yours. Yeah, the same shirt and coat you wear every week. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, Tommy, I don't mean the one to start and burst your bubble, but these things need to be said. I think I've covered all my bases. Oh, wait a minute. I'm forgetting about someone, aren't I? I'm forgetting about the so-called face of the Weekly Burghy. He spits dime pieces, rains money, young payola, or whatever hip-hop thing you try saying. I'm talking about Mr. Tommy Albrecht. Obviously, we're all sitting here in the presence of greatness. I give you that. The Tommy Albrecht show with the rest of us as your puppets, because that's how it always has been, hasn't it, Tommy? That's the way you'd love it, of course, because you could sit on your throne and blow hot air all day until the day you die. But I mean, I'm just getting it out of the way. You wouldn't need writers. Sure, you wouldn't need a producer. Poor Ellie would be out of a job. Or a cameraman, audio. You could do it all. The end-all, be-all. And why shouldn't you? I know, blowing your horn, aren't I? You know, it's weird. It takes me longer to get my daughter ready for the day than it takes you to do a 2-paragraph monologue. My friend, you mess up more than I could even know. And also, in that sense, I'm classy. I'm like a classy fine wine in my old age. You know, better with that age. You're like a... I was interrupted, Tommy. I said you're going to have to rehab for the third time. Anyways, welcome back to the Roast of Tommy Albrecht. Up next is our newest cast member, Legs, Miss Devona Paul.
Thank you, Dave. When I first walked into my audition for this show, I was forced to act out a ridiculous scene with Tommy Albrecht. Now, due to my acting abilities, I got the part right away. Unfortunately, little did I know that I would have to work with Tommy and these weirdos for countless hours every single week. I would have to get ready all day, every day, just to sit in this hot studio with these hot mouth breathers trying to come up with an episode. Like, I don't know who writes the show or whoever this guy is, but he really does not know anything about women. Some people say that I have a crush on Steve. Who would ever have a crush on that? Like, the guy is so weird, but like, I'm not talking about his character. I'm talking about the actual Steven Chodkowski. He's a freak. Like, have you ever heard him laugh?
Totally agree.
Like a dying chipmunk. Are you kidding me? Like Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and their estranged cousin, Steve. But don't even get me started on Dave. How he ever got married or someone decided to marry him, I will never know. But, I mean, I guess it's about time you settled down, Dave. Any more movement, your bones would have cracked. But you did have to play defense against Alexis one time, so I guess that's it. And I know tonight is supposed to be about you, Tommy, but what, do you think I'm an idiot? Every single night and every single day is always about you. Do you ever even take the time to think about not yourself for once? Like, I mean, you always talk about how suave and smooth you are. My grandfather's body wash is suaver than you are, Tommy. Honestly, other than me, you are the most feminine character on this show. You know the makeup done for the Halloween episode and the special edition one? Well, you know what? Tommy did that all by himself. Yep. And he's definitely the most talented makeup girl on this set. From Halloween, Tommy, you still have a little mascara. But seriously, though, working with you has been the epitome of awful.
Out of there. You're done. You're done. You're done. All right, everybody. Here we go. Everybody. The next up.
I don't need an introduction. Okay, thank you, everybody. Let's give it up for this troll, Dave. I'm glad you shaved off that beard finally. That beard was frailer than my beard. You know, your beard is so frail, I want to share my lunch with it. But my lunch would probably be too much for that frail thing to handle. And what kind of color is black for a hair color? I mean, you look like a greaser, but with actual grease. And I don't mean hair product. I mean the natural sweat and grime combination that collects on top of your head.
And don't get me started on the dandruff. I mean, you reproduced brought a child into the world, but you know, your head reproduces snow onto your suit every day. And happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Speaking of head and shoulders, Devona, you are quite tall. You easily have a good half a foot over me. You know, possibly more with heels on. Believe me, I don't feel threatened by you towering over me because let's be honest, you know, if your bite is anything like your bark, I won't feel a thing. You know, but seriously, Devona, it's called projection. Projection. It's when you know, open your mouth and make vibrations in your throat loud enough for everyone else to hear it. But, you know, other than that, Devona, you have, you know, the perfect build to play sports, you know, which I guess is why you're on the women's basketball team. But seriously, why are you wasting time playing women's basketball when you could be playing a real sport like men's basketball? But anyway, you know, speaking of people who are unreasonably tall, it's time for me to comment on the person of the night, Mr. Tommy Albrecht. You know, my good friend. Tommy, you are an immense specimen, like seriously. But I have a feeling that you are only so tall because you're so full of crap. Tommy, you are probably the most egotistical person I have ever met, and your singing voice isn't really that good. You know, I've never seen anybody in my life that loved themselves as much as you. But newsflash, Tommy, you're about as relevant as BlackBerry messaging. Wait, BlackBerry messaging is relevant again? Okay, Tommy, you are less relevant than BlackBerry messaging. Not to say that people don't, you know who you are. It's just that the people who do know you know how big of a joke you are. I mean, how tall of a joke you are. But seriously, Tommy, you have made it. You are the longest running member of the Weekly Burghy. You dealt with Morgan's reign and worked your way to host in almost no time. You know, I never came close to doing anything like that. I kind of just walked onto set and was instantly loved and adored. You know, I couldn't even imagine putting up with all that time. So, but you know, seriously, I hope, you know, I hope that we never get split up, Tommy. You know, never get separated. You know, kind of like the Live Night episode of Las Vegas. But yeah, so thanks. Congratulations, Tommy.
Welcome back, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. What's that man have? Whoa, 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 whoa!
Excuse me.
Whoa!
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So, did you guys miss me?
Get out of here, Beth.
Stop talking. It's my turn. 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 So, the last time I was here when I was the producer, I tried to fire our lovely host, Tommy, for personal reasons. But being the wonderful guy that he is, he instead ran me out of town and got a new producer. Yay! But I'll take care of you later. I see we have a new girl on the show. Cool. I also see that Steve, you're still here on the show. You didn't get fired. Oh, well. Yeah, no, stop. So,
4 more years.
I've been keeping up with the show, and I see that your reporting hasn't changed much. It still sucks. Chasing squirrels, Sasquatch, trying to find yourself. Look, Steve, the only reporting you should do is uncovering the mystery of why you can't seem to keep any of your pet guppies alive. And quit trying to add me on Facebook, Steve. I'm not going to visit your farm, and I'm not going to join any of your groups to help you translate Masonic symbols to help validate your nutso conspiracy theories. So just stop. And Dave, you know, I actually like you, Dave. I remember when I produced, you always came to the set early. You never yelled at the crew. You were always sober, and you were really never lazy at all. You know, you were just a clean-cut, shaved kind of... Wait a minute. That was a list of antonyms I wrote about you. There's a reason why you're the co-host, Dave. You smelly, hairy man. But enough games. Now time for the man of the hour and the reason why I am here tonight, Tommy. In the first episode of this season, you called yourself a PSTV god. A god. Yeah, if that's not a pretentious compliment to give yourself, then I don't know what is. But you called yourself a god because you're the longest running member of this show. But, you know what? You've only been host for the show for 2 seasons, which is the same amount of time as the original host of the show, Morgan Elliott. So did you really beat him, Tommy? Are you god-worthy? No, I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. But you know, you did beat him in some other things. You're more self-absorbed than he is, which I didn't even think was possible, considering Morgan's head is the size of a hot air balloon. And your vocabulary is more colorful than his, too. Calling girls dimes, brajol, lawyered. The list goes on. You can literally write a book on what not to say. But I've been with you since the beginning, and I watched you grow from a tall, earring-wearing punk host to a tall, earring-wearing punk reporter. And even though you refused to acknowledge that I was in charge of you, I still wouldn't have came back here tonight if you weren't also a great guy and a talented host. So congratulations on your success, and I hope you do very well in your future career. You know what? I think I should be in charge again. I think you guys should be my minions. And since I'm in charge, I am going to cut to a commercial break. Commercial.
Welcome back. This has been loads of fun, guys, because you got to all your mean jokes and never got to how great I am, so bunch of jerks. Regardless, we're going to start this off with Devona. I'm going to need you to say everything again, because you whisper every time you talk. I swear to God, I can never understand what you're saying. You got to speak up. I'm going to take this time on Devona to call out our producer, Elliot, because poor Devona here, she's a great girl, comes to these roll-ins all the time, and when he comes to these roll-ins, like 2-hour roll-ins, dragging this girl along, like, oh, do you need me yet? No, just come on, we're going to get these shots yet. 2 hours goes by, and then it's like, oh, you ready? No, we'll just do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Next day comes, same stuff. It's just like 2 hours dragging this girl along to get 5 minutes of footage. Elliot, get it together. And you smell of Chachaco all the time, which I'm not. I mean, I like it. I like tacos. Dave, when I first remember, you were one of the first people I met in PCV before. I was on a crew on CSL, and I saw you. I thought you were like 22. I was like, oh, all right, this kid's pretty cool. And then you're like, yeah, I'm 25. I was like, what? You're like, I got my wife pregnant. I was like, what? For real? And then you turned out to be this cool kid. I was like, all right, this guy's got potential. He's got a baby. He's got a wife. Maybe he could be a part of the show. And you failed me miserably. You're really not that great. You really read off the teleprompter all the time. There's a story, we were shooting the roll-in, and we're trying to do this thing, and we're like, Dave, your line is, we got to leave this place. We got to get out of here. That's all he had to say. And we tell him, he's like, all right, I got it. We go to shoot the scene. We do it. We're standing there waiting for Dave to say his line, and we're like, 5 minutes, like five minutes go by. He doesn't say his line. We're like, Dave, you got to say the line. He's like, what's my line again? He wrote it on his hand. That's how he did it. But on the real, Dave, you're the man. I love you. Your wedding was beautiful. Your wife's awesome, and your kid's gorgeous. Steve. I can't say 95% of the things I want to say because I'm restricted by the FCC. So I won't. I'm just going to tell the world that I really don't like Steve. I hate Steve. You guys think it's a character or whatever? Like, I pass Steve on the sidewalk, and I say, I hate you. I flip him off while I'm walking to class. He'll be sitting out there, like, just getting ready for work. Like, in the sun, the birds are chirping and stuff. He's like, oh, it's a great day. I walk by, I'm like, screw you, Steve. Every day. You can ask him. It's for real. And then he'll laugh it off, like, oh, it's just a part of the show. No, I hate you, Steve. I hate you a lot. For real. I don't know how you have a girlfriend. It astounds me.
An attractive one.
It's an attractive one.
You should add her on Facebook.
No, I don't want to add her on Facebook. I don't want to add anything on Facebook. I'm surprised you have a girlfriend. I feel like a hibernating bear would have an easier shot at a girlfriend. Like a dead bear would have an easier shot because they could be skinned and worn as a rug, and they would love that. So that would even be easier. And then Beth, good God, Beth, I didn't know you were gonna come here. Everyone knows what I want to say to you, Beth. Everyone knows what I want to say to you. Obviously, the FCC totally regulates me from that. Yeah, I'm egotistical. No, it's just a part of the show. Just kidding. It's totally me. I like to have fun, but these guys are all jerks, and I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the roast. I didn't, because I hate all these people, and I'm going to go home and forget this night, so stay tuned for whatever PCV's got. It's mediocre.
Her head's not going to fall off, so you're all right.
Hi.
She's pretty nice, isn't she? Kind of hefty. She got some size to her.
Where you trying to go?
She's trying to get away from you, obviously, because she knows you're a politician. You're lying.
I can't even do it. She's so cute.
Let's just let this moment be perfect, all right? Let's just lay down here, take a load off, relax, just chill out, just what's your sleep number? Maybe we could figure out go to a Sleepy's together and pick out a mattress, figure out how to be most comfortable, make it a little steamy. Dave, you gotta come in at some point, man. I only have so much ad lib.
Ellie, right nose right off your face.
Hi there, friends. How are you?
Ellie!
full of jelly.
Is it a sense of duty that keeps these few in this wretched place, or just plain stupidity? Is this hallucination, nightmare, or can oh my God.
Nate, what are you doing? Then, anything that's unwrapped is always usually the best Halloween treat.
That's
for
what
me.
they teach you in elementary school. Eat the unwrapped candy.
Well,
right?
I wouldn't know. I failed elementary school.
Should have seen that coming, didn't I?
Red's not